What is up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie, Tati, and this is Talking with Tati. Today we're going to be talking about green flags for relationships, and I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been with me every single day. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the likes, all the hypes on the videos, and I'm just excited to keep showing up for you guys every single day. And a way that you guys can support me for free is giving this video a huge like, getting in the comments, let me know what you think about the video, and sharing, and also hyping, as I said before. So I'm going to talk about some green flags. So a green flag that you should continue a relationship is if you feel like you can see yourself being happy if you have to trade places with that person. And that might sound weird, but I'm not saying that I'm not saying to be friends with people that you want to be, but it's like if you wouldn't want to be like that person, that's probably a sign that you shouldn't be a person's friend, or that you shouldn't continue to deeply invest in a relationship. Because you know how they said that the three people that you're around the most is who you become. So if you feel like some of the people around you, like you would never want to be like them in a million years, and you don't take their advice, and because you don't want to be like them, I feel like that's a sign that maybe you guys shouldn't be close friends. And this doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could just be as simple as noticing that somebody talks about literally everybody that they pretty much know. And then like when you see them around those other people, they act like they're best friends. Because trust and believe, I have been through this before. If they will talk about everybody and their mama and then smile in their face, they will do the same thing to you, and it will happen. And when you go into their spaces, it will feel weird. I feel like another green flag is somebody who has good communication. I actually feel like if somebody is truly your friend and they are really like good for you, they will be forthcoming, and they'll be able to communicate things, not just the good things, but also the negative things that might transpire in you guys' relationship. I feel like you're not real friends if you don't have like any conflict with the people around you sometimes, because I feel like that's how you gain intimacy. It doesn't have to be like a nasty argument where things get disrespectful or anything like that, but respectfully, like somebody should be able to set boundaries with you. You should be able to have conversations about like, oh, I'm not really okay with this. I don't really like that you did that, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people will just sugarcoat things and like be in relationships and dynamics where you guys don't talk about anything deep. You guys are not getting closer because you refuse to, be honest and open about things that bother you about the other person or certain treatment. And I feel like at that point it becomes kind of like a surface level, which is okay if you don't intend to get deep with that person. But I feel like if somebody is going to be like a real friend that you're investing in, I think that having those conversations and having someone who is willing to have those conversations is very important, because no matter what, whether it's a relationship, friendship, you guys are two different people who come from two different worlds, and there will be friction. And while I do believe that everything doesn't have to be a problem and you should pick your battles, you absolutely should be able to voice your opinion, say no to your friends if something doesn't work for you, call them out on certain stuff, even in their life. If you feel like your friend is self-destructive and they're doing something that's going to potentially harm themselves or the people around them, if you're a good friend, and if they're a friend to you, you should be able to voice those things with love and still come out on the other side with the friendship. Now, if you can't say anything to that friend, if you can't be honest with that friend without it ending in y'all not talking, and I'm not even saying that everything isn't perfect, right? So sometimes hearing the truth is hard. So if your friend don't talk to you for a week after hearing the hard truth, but then comes back and y'all can talk about it, then that's a good sign. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like if they stop talking to you right away because you said something that you should not be friends with them. I don't think that's the case, but yeah. Also support. So I feel like a good friend is going to support you. That's a really green flag for me. Personally, I love friends that are supportive because I am a supportive friend. So 9 times out of 10, like, the reason why I keep a small circle is because I want to be a good friend to the people that are around me. I feel like if I have too much going on and I spread myself too thin, then I'm not going to be able to get back to people when they really need me to be there. Because for me personally, I have a social battery, and also I'm very, very busy with things that, work and just creative projects and stuff like that. So I like to keep a small, close-knit circle of friends, because then I know that I can do my best to show up for them the same way that they're showing up for me. Sometimes people who are so social. This isn't a bad thing. They have like a huge network of friends, and that results in them like always having to go to birthday parties and celebrations and stuff. And some people really love that. Some people really like being on the go. Me personally, I'm not that kind of person, so I treat it like kids. Like, I feel like people shouldn't have more kids than they have the bandwidth for. Me personally, I have the bandwidth for one kid. And that's why I will not be having another one, because I always want to invest, you know, the proper amount of energy into the people that I love and the people that I'm supposed to support and be there and reciprocate with. Yes. And with that being said, I feel like it's very important to have friends that hopefully have like a similar communication style to you, because I feel like this is what really helps when you do have those inevitable hiccups in a relationship. Having somebody who can understand what you're saying and where you're coming from, and somebody who perceives you positively. Now that is the next green flag. Somebody who perceives you positively the majority of the time. Now, sometimes things are going to happen where somebody might side-eye you a little bit, like, girl, why'd you do this? Or I don't understand where you're coming from with this one. But hopefully you have people in your life who will come and ask you questions instead of perceiving you in a negative light. And that's what I try to do when I get to the point with somebody in my life that I'm really feeling like, ooh, I'm not understanding this person at all. I will take it upon myself before I start to like be like, I don't know about this person. I will initiate a conversation if someone else doesn't initiate a conversation, or if the other person doesn't, because I just believe that I don't want to be friends with people that I see negatively, and I don't want like people who are perceiving me negatively to be friends with me either, because I feel like that's evil eye. Sometimes people will sit up there and really not like you and really not say a thing about it, but smile in your face. I know it. I've seen it in action. I've seen people like that, and I'm distance myself from them because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be your next victim, or I already was. Sometimes, as a neurodivergent baddie that I know that I am, like, sometimes you miss the cues and you end up like kind of befriending people who actually really hate you and hate your light. And it's just like, yeah, I'm learning to get much better with like perceiving things and taking in the information and assessing the information to see, like, does this person actually like value me the way that I'm valuing them? And like, do they love me, or do they kind of like hate me a little bit, you know? And it's an important question to ask, as silly as it sounds, because there's a lot of people who will stay around you just because they feel like they're benefiting from you. And especially with me in the past, with all of the things that I do, and I connect with a lot of creative people, with me always having creative projects and including people and like basically giving people opportunities that they would have to pay like a good chunk of money for. I had a lot to offer, and I was very big on giving. Even in my event days, I had so many users around me that I didn't even realize until after I stopped doing certain things for people, and then they started turning on me. And that's very important, to be cognizant of those kinds of things. See how people act when you tell them no. See how people act when you no longer are offering certain things, to see if that's the only reason why they're sticking around. You don't want to be there just being used, and then like when you actually need a friend or a shoulder to cry on, you have nobody because the people around you suck. Okay, so now we're going to do me and me affirmations, okay? We do this at the end of every single video, and I don't look, and we just chat it up, and then we talk about the card, okay? So I am going to pick a card right now. I have picked, it's okay to not be okay. All right, it says, affirmation repeat. It's okay not to be okay. Have y'all heard that Kehlani song? It's okay to not be okay. That's an old one, but I remember that one. If you need that song and you need to jam out because this is how you're feeling, listen to that song. Reminder, I do not always need to be emotionally available. Practice. Give yourself a hug and remind your body that your feelings are valid during the high and low times. I love this card because I feel like, even in friendships and in relationships, it's okay to realize that, no, I'm actually not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay with the people that are around me. I'm not okay with this friend doing this, that, and the third to me. And it's okay to address those things, whether it's with yourself, just because you are having your own thing going on, or if it's because of other people and the way that they're showing up or the lack thereof. It's okay to realize that you're not okay with certain things and to take action from there. Check out the video from yesterday about make sure that you're not choosing things that you hate for yourself, basically. Thank you so much for tuning in another day with Talking with Tati. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Follow me everywhere. Oh, your name is Tati, and it's the Tati Show. I will see you guys tomorrow. So much love. Have a wonderful day. Make so much money and be so beautiful. I'll see you later. Mwah. Bye.